Hello students, welcome back to the next class of Science 2. So as you can see, we are starting with the second chapter, and the name of the chapter is Life Process in Living Organism Part 1. In the third chapter we have Life Process in Living Organism Part 2. So what is expected in this chapter Part 1? We are going to talk about living organisms and how energy production takes place. Whenever I talk about energy, we have to remember energy comes in the form of ATP molecules. So how energy is produced is first part of the chapter, and the second part of the chapter we are going to talk about cell division, how cell goes and how cell become multiplies and divides by two important processes, that is mitosis and meiosis. So after learning about heredity and evolution in the first chapter, let us go to the next exploration, that is what is the cell and how cell divides, how do we get energy by respiration, and all those things we are going to answer. So before we start, let us come back to can you recall. First question, you can write down these answers in your textbook itself. How are the foodstuffs and their nutrient content useful for the body? Very, very important. Whatever food we eat, all these foodstuffs are required for my body. The nutrients, the carbohydrates, fats, vitamins, proteins, what we eat, all are required as a source of energy. So without food, without nutrient, we are not going to get energy. So what is the simple answer for this question? We are going to get energy from this food and the nutrients what we eat. Second question, what is the importance of balanced diet for the body? We always keep on telling you as a teacher that you should have a balanced diet. You should have a nutritious diet. Now, what is meaning of balanced diet? When you take all the nutrients in the food properly, that is carbohydrates are taken properly, proteins are taken up properly, fats are taken up properly, vitamins and minerals and water. When all the 6 components are taken in right proportion, such type of food is called as what? Balanced diet. And balanced diet is required to maintain the good health of an individual. Third question is, which different functions are performed by muscles in the body? Muscles are very important. They contract and then relax, and they help in locomotion. I'll repeat, muscles helps in contraction and relaxation, and muscles helps in movement of the body. Fourth question is, what is the importance of digestive juices in digestive system? Again, it's very simple thing. Whatever food we eat are digested, and who are going to help in digestion is a digestive system which contains digestive juices, and these juices are made up of enzymes which helps in digestion of food. Fifth question, which system is in action for removal of waste material produced in the human body? Can you think and answer? Which is the system which helps in removal of waste material from the body? The answer is very simple. We have an excretory system made up of excretory organs which helps in removal of waste material from the food. Sixth question is, what is the role of circulatory system in energy production? Now, what is meaning of circulation? The blood is flowing in my body throughout the body, and this flow of blood in my body is called as what? Circulatory system. And who is the most important part of my circulatory system? Yes, you are right. Heart is the most important part of the circulatory system. And how it is related to energy production? Because circulatory system is giving or circulating the blood in the body, it is also producing, or it is helping my body to carry out production of energy. So circulatory system is circulating the blood. Blood is taking oxygen to each and every cell, and each and every cell is carrying out respiration. Because of that, I am getting energy, and that's why circulatory system is related to production of energy. Coming to the last question, how are the various processes occurring in human body controlled? In how many ways? We have various processes. We'll talk about those processes as we go in the details of the chapter. We have respiratory system, circulatory system, we have digestive system, excretory system. So all these systems are controlled by two important things. One is the brain, that is called central control or nervous control we talk about, and second is the chemical control, that is called because of the hormones. We have understood about this in the 9th standard, control and coordination. So brain, that is nervous system, and hormones, that is chemical control, controls my total various processes happening in the body. So we have understood some basic questions and we have tried to answer these particular questions. You should write these answers in your notebook, in your textbook. So as and when we discuss, we should be able to recollect those answers to these particular questions. So let's start with life process in living organism part 1, where we are going to discuss about how energy is produced in the living organism. So as you can see here, there are various processes shown here. We have nutrition of taking in food inside, transportation where blood is taking oxygen and carbon dioxide from different parts of the body. We have respiration where lungs is taking in oxygen and helping in production of energy. We have excretion where whatever waste, nitrogenous waste produced in the body is thrown outside the body. Reproduction, giving birth to the young one of the same kind, and metabolism, chemical reactions happening in the body. So these are the various life processes happening in the body. For all these life processes to happen, we should eat food, or we should take nutrients in the body. So what are the major nutrients we eat in the food? We have carbohydrates, which come from rice and chapati as a source of energy. We have proteins, which comes from milk, milk product, fish, meat, egg, cheese, and all those things. And this all products are supposed to give me proteins for wear and tear of my body, making of body cells, muscles of my body, and also energy to my body. Third component is fats. Whatever oily or ghee like substance what we eat are included under fats, and their major function is giving a protective layer over the major organs like heart and kidney and lungs, and also it provides us with the energy. So carbohydrates, proteins and fats are the important components of the food required in our diet. Other than that, we need vitamins and minerals in a very small quantity, but very important, water is required, and roughage in form of fibrous food, green leafy vegetables, is required for removal of the waste material from the body. If I talk about the nutrition, we have autotrophic mode of nutrition. We know about plants who have photosynthetic, they can prepare their own food because they have chlorophyll, they are autotrophic mode of nutrition. Those who cannot prepare their own food and they depend on other for food are called heterotrophic mode of nutrition, like humans and other animals. If they are depending on dead and decomposing material, they are called saprophytes, like fungus. If they are depending upon other living organisms and obtaining food, they are called parasite, like disease causing germs. And they are, if we are doing it in proper steps, like us humans, we are the part of holozoic nutrition. Let's come back to the major part of the chapter, respiration. So what is respiration? Respiration is a process in which living cells break down glucose and release the energy stored into it in the form of ATP. So glucose is broken down step by step to release something called as energy in the form of ATP. Respiration is very important, necessary for the life. No organism can survive without respiration, and organism obtain energy from the process. So each cell is going to do respiration and we are going to get energy. Equation is C6H12O6. Glucose get oxidized by oxygen to form carbon dioxide, water and energy. Energy comes in the form of ATP. Human respiratory system, you can label this part in the textbook, page number 13. We have a nose, then we have a nasal cavity which opens up into a common passage called pharynx. Pharynx opens down into a windpipe that is called trachea. Trachea broken down into two branches which are shown blue color here. They are called bronchi, and bronchi are going to divide into bronchioles, and each bronchioles are going to have a sac-like structure that is called alveoli or alveolus, and that is going to be making my lungs. I have a pair of lungs, one on the right and one on the left. I'll repeat. Nose is there, nasal cavity is there, pharynx is there, where food pipe and windpipe are joined together, but it separates out into trachea, that is the windpipe. Then we have two bronchi. Bronchi divides into bronchioles, and bronchioles divides and finally end up into a sac-like structure onto it, and this sac-like structure is called as what? Alveoli or alveolus. And finally I have a right lung and a left lung, and this makes the part of my human respiratory system. So you should be able to label this part in the textbook, so please label it in the textbook after learning from this particular video. So in the exam, this chart would be given to you, this incomplete diagram would be given to you, and they might ask you to label the various parts. So you should be able to write nose, mouth, we have pharynx, we have larynx, we have trachea, bronchi, bronchioles and alveoli, which are the major part of my respiratory system. In case you don't understand this particular labelings, you can just take a picture of the particular respiratory system and mark the area which you have not understood. I will clear your doubts. So coming back to the last part for the day, we are trying to understand what are the two types of respiration. So basically, if I talk about respiration, there are two types. One is aerobic, where oxygen is required. So all those cells which requires oxygen for respiration are called aerobic, and anaerobic, which doesn't require any oxygen. In anaerobic, if alcohol is produced, like in case of yeast, it is called alcoholic fermentation. If lactic acid is produced, it is called lactic acid fermentation, which takes place in muscle. If mixed acids are produced, it is called mixed acid fermentation. We are anyways going to talk about this in details in the next class. So I hope you have understood this part very much well. We have just introduced ourselves to the life process organism part 1, and the major topic we are going to start is respiration. So please revise this much part, and in case you have any doubts, you're always welcome to ask your doubts on the WhatsApp or on a personal group. So thank you so much for listening it carefully, and I hope you will enjoy this video. So till the time we meet next time, bye bye, stay home, take care, thank you.